What happens when a woman finally decides that she's no longer going to hide herself from the aspects of her life that hurt her? That is what healing looks like for a woman who is becoming. Welcome to our Evolving Woman series, the month of August 2026. We are going to be focusing on the topic of healing. A woman who is no longer afraid to become, is no longer afraid to be defined by her circumstances, is no longer afraid to set boundaries, is no longer afraid to rest because she has realized that this is part of her becoming. Welcome to Make an Impression. My name is Jane, your faith and identity coach. I created this space because I want to help you, who is a woman of faith, and you're struggling with fear, overcome it so that you can confidently walk in your God given abilities through faith and bold action. Let's dive in. Happy new month! Welcome to the month of August. I hope you enjoyed your month of July despite the cold. I know. But happy new month, the month of August. And of course, you guys know when it's August, it is our Evolving Woman series month. Oh man, I really do always look forward to August because the time I introduced Evolving Woman in this channel in 2023 or 2024. So I think we've done three series. So this should be the fourth one, not sure. But yes, welcome to the Evolving Woman series 2026. Now, first of all, for this year, I really wanted to bring you guys guests. I had planned, it was in my, I really wanted to bring you guests so that we can be able to hear stories from other women who have evolved, who have gone through the journey, and we get to have that experience. But as fate would have it, let me just call it fate, it was not yet time. It was not yet time. So, unfortunately, we will not be having guests in this year's Evolving Woman series. But I do hope, God willing, in 2027, if God keeps us and we are able to experience what that is, then hopefully we should be able to have guests over for our Evolving Woman series. But nevertheless, we are still going to go ahead and have our Evolving Woman series for this year, which I'm so excited about. And our theme is going to be focused on healing. I have been talking a lot about becoming the woman, doing this, doing that, actions, all these steps that we need to take. But out of my own personal experience, I have realized that even as you work towards becoming, even as you work towards understanding who am I, what is God calling me to do, what assignment has been placed in my hands, there will be a requirement for you to heal. God will require you to go through healing so that as you become the bold woman that He has called you to, you're able to do it confidently, you're able to do it in a way that gives us the best version of yourself. And for us to get there, healing is definitely going to be part of that process. Now, when I talk about healing, I'm talking about that place where it will demand a lot from you. By the way, healing demands a lot from us as women. Healing demands a lot of us being honest with ourselves. Healing demands a lot of us letting go of, certain things that we have, been used to doing. Healing will demand a lot from us. It will require us to, give up versions of ourselves that have become part of who we are. It will require us to open doors for new beginnings, for new things that God is going to be doing in our lives. It will require us to step out of our comfort zones. It will require us to set boundaries, and boundaries are uncomfortable because it's things that we are not used to. So all these things work hand in hand. There is a process, there is all that we need to do. But I just wanted to introduce our Evolving Woman Series 2026. It's a space where I would like us to go through what healing looks like for a woman who is becoming, what healing looks like for a woman who is finding themselves again. I also have a workshop happening on the 15th of August that is going to be covering a little bit of that, finding yourself again. Because remember, from the beginning, I said we are not trying to create a new persona from who you are. We are basically saying you as Jane, there is a part of you that you allowed to die that we need to bring back to life, because you need that part of yourself so that you can become the bold woman that God is calling you to. And in order to do that, you're going to have to go through the process of healing. And while healing is rejuvenating and it's peaceful and it's all these beautiful things, there is also the side of it that is going to demand more from you. It's going to demand more honesty. It's going to demand more, authenticity. It's going to require more, so that now, as we are searching for this identity where we can say now we are living fully into the people that God has called us to, then we have gone through the healing process. We have worked on our soul, we have worked on our body, we have worked on our mind, we have worked on how we think, how we view life, how we respond, how we adjust, and all these different facets of life that we need to go through. So I am pretty much excited to see what the Evolving Woman series has in store for us when it comes to healing, when it comes to really just finding ourselves again, when it comes to saying, who am I? Who was I then? Who am I now? And who am I becoming in the process? And then in between, then we have these layers that we're going to be working on. What do I need to know? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to pick up? What do I need to be responsible for? Because as I told you guys, when I say faith and bold action, it means that there has to be an action for what you want to do. You cannot just merely walk on faith. You cannot just merely walk on faith, girl. God requires us to put in the work. And the work is the process of us understanding, who was I, who am I now, and who am I becoming? And then what are the patterns that are in between these things that I need to let go of? What are the things that happened in my life that probably changed the way I view myself, or changed the way I think, or changed the way I'm defensive. And then now, once we have those in order, then we can start looking at this woman that is becoming. How do we, how does this healing get to make her whole? How does this healing get to bring the best of who her identity is? So I'm looking forward to walk along this journey with you. I'll be sharing with you guys my experiences when it comes to healing. This year has really been, just God pushing me out of each and every comfort zone that I have known to exist in my life. And at the end of it, at the core of it, is God saying, I need you to heal these parts of yourself, because you cannot move forward as a bold woman if you're still hiding parts of yourself. You cannot move forward as an authentic woman if you're still not willing to let go of versions of yourself that you're still holding on to, because you don't want to be judged, because you don't want to be seen failing, because you don't want to be viewed a certain way. And so now you have sort of like put what is it called, pazia, umeka pazia, in the sense that you have dealt with this area, which is good, it's working out for you, but then there's this area that is still blur, and it's still a part of who you are, but because you have not yet started working on it, those are the parts that God is going to say, I need you to heal, I need you to confront them, I need you to work through them, so that as you're becoming this bold woman, we are working with a whole new version of who you are. We are not saying this part is good, but this part still needs work. We are saying, let's work on this part that needs work, so that now we can focus on an identity that fully and truly represents who you are. So I do look forward to what we're going to be discussing or talking about in this month of August. Welcome to our Evolving Woman series. And as I always say, an evolving woman is not a woman who has already made it there. We are all looking at that goal. We are all evolving, and every day we are evolving into different human beings. Every day we are evolving in new spaces. Every day we are evolving, fashion, the way fashion evolves, the way, what we choose to wear, like the hair, I mean. But basically, it means that we are always evolving, and understanding that a woman who is evolving will have to go through the journey of healing, understanding that an evolving woman will have to go through the journey of brokenness. An evolving woman will have to go through the journey of self-doubt. An evolving woman will have to go through the journey of there's like just so many steps that we go through as women before we can get to a place where we can say, I am now sitting in my boldness. And even in that, my boldness, there's still things that I will still be working on to evolve. So that is the woman that we focus on in the month of August. And so I am looking forward to the conversations we're going to have here, the engagement, both here and on our socials. If you're not following us on our socials, please check, sorry about that, check make an impression underscore two underscores. That's on Instagram. You can also follow my account at by Jenna. You can also check our website. We'll just be dropping things here and there for your good. And also here on YouTube, subscribe and become part of this growing community. And I do look forward to seeing the journey that this month of August takes us through. And as you start this new month, I also just want to say happy new month. May love and light follow you. May everything that you're working towards achieving, may all the dreams, the visions, everything that you're just putting together and trusting God for, may it come through for you. Have a good one, and I do look forward to seeing you on our first, should this be our first, technically our first episode, then the second episode of the Evolving Woman series. Bye.